In this particular video, we are going to talk about the career choices that one needs to make after class 12. And this particular video specifically talks about cases where you have been an extraordinarily good student, a topper of sorts. So then if you've cleared class 12 in commerce, what is the career path that you should take in terms of either CA or MBA? And what are the ramifications of the same? Now, the fact remains that CA as a course is one of the most well-established course with a clear career trajectory. But then the challenge with CA vis-a-vis MBA, especially if you have been an above average student in the topper pedigree, is that once you become a CA, okay, let's say if you're a very good student, you'll become a rank holder in CA final. You've been clearing it in first attempt and you've become a rank holder in CA final. Now, amongst the 50 rank holders in CA final, and the overall list extends to 60-70 because of ranks like 37, 38 being taken up by 2-3 people. So in that case, what happens is that you have an option that you will get an opportunity, an interview call at an Aditya Birla Group Lead and Leap program or a Bharti Airtel leadership program for rank holders, or a Marico or an HUL is going to recruit you. But then, let's say if you miss that bus, then you continue to remain a chartered accountant, and people who would have just cleared CA final at 50% above, which is that cutoff, you're almost at par with these people. So after the first 2 years, when you go for your next job, the rank kind of completely loses its relevance. People are going to judge you on the basis of your current CTC. So I know people who have been rank holders in CA final could not clear those 3-4 good opportunities that come their way, and they've joined an EY transaction advisory at 9.5-10 lakhs. So now 2 years down the line, the rank will hardly make a difference. Now when you go for an MBA, the difference here is that if you've been a topper of sorts, your pedigree is 2 notches higher than your average peers. In that case, you will land up in an IM or an XLRI or an FMS or an SPGen. And that branding is going to continue with you for life. And people are going to take note of that. So that becomes a big advantage. So then in case you are academically bright, then it's better that you should opt for a course which plays a premium for that academic brilliance. नहीं तो क्या है, मान लीजिए आप CA कर लेते हो and then it's like a घोड़ा गधा बराबर kind of a thing कि उस रेस में घोड़ा हो या गधा हो, सबको SAP में accounting करना है. You know, the kind of job roles which come mostly to a chartered accountant are also accounting, controllership, taxation, payments, accounts receivables, as compared to an MBA where the roles are more strategic in nature, more planning oriented, and also in niche fields like investment banking, private equity, venture capital. So in that case, you've got a clear edge. If you look at the placement reports, also the average CTC for a chartered accountant will hardly be 6 to 7 lakh rupees if you take the entire mean and median. But in case of an MBA, that same mean and median, I've recently done a video on FMS, the mean salary is around 21 lakhs. Similar are the numbers for IM, ABC, LK and SPGen, means plus minus 4-5 lakhs. But so your starting itself, instead of 6-7 lakhs, is an average of 20 lakhs, and that trajectory is going to continue its own pace. And then in course of an MBA, the other advantage that you have is that people actually take you as 2 notches higher if you are from that kind of a pedigree. You spend 2 years on campus, so the kind of grooming that you have had in terms of your intellectual capabilities, your communication skill, your ability to present is also fantabulous. I know rank holders in CA who have been, happily doing accounts payable in an Infosys just because they're getting that 60,000 rupees per month check. They're happy because, they are so not confident about speaking in public that for them it's okay. I mean, the back-end job being payments is good enough. Please understand that in this video, I'm not kind of comparing CA with the MBA or saying that CA is good or MBA is good. But what I'm trying to tell you is that in case your academic credentials are better than your peers, it is better to encash that right at the beginning. Just like I tell CA rank holders that in case you got a rank, unless you encash it in your first job, it kind of loses its charm, because in the next 6 months, another batch of rank holders have already come. Now you're staking claim to the good things of life by dint of the fact that you're a rank holder. Don't hold good. So friend, in case you are an above average student, I will always recommend that you opt for an MBA. Maybe you can offer a CA intern, clear CA intern, and that kind of becomes a hedge for you. Don't start articleship, appear for CAT, go for an MBA. Everything goes well, you might want to come back and complete your CA. Otherwise, just it takes you to a very different level in terms of the placements. Otherwise you're going to crave your entire life that I wanted CA, post CA I wanted investment banking, VCP, which somehow didn't happen. But yes, nowadays a lot of good things are even happening to CAs, provided let's say you take an experience in capital market and then stake a claim. People are getting into credit suisse of sorts also in terms of investment banking, but that proportion of CAs who've made it vis-a-vis the proportion of MBAs who've made it is significantly different. And if you are a CA plus an MBA, I think that's the best combination that you could try at, because that in today's finance world in India is the most powerful combination, and that is said by none other than I am Ahmedabad's director in one of our alumni meets, that if case you are a CA plus MBA, your combination is the most revered combination in industry. That's my 2 cents. I am sure you're going to disagree significantly with me on this, that I am trying to disparage the CA course and I'm trying to take MBA to different level. But what I am trying to tell you, let me just recapitulate, is that if you are an above average student or topper of sorts, it is better to encash your academic brilliance right at the very beginning by doing an MBA from one of the top 10 MBA colleges in India. IIM, ABC, LK, XLRI, IIFT, SP Jain, MDI, Gurgaon. Because the kind of branding it takes you into, the networking that opportunities it brings along, the initial salary difference is going to be humongous. The roles in terms of the variety, organizations view you very differently in vis-a-vis CA, vis-a-vis MBA, or some you're an accounts payable, accounts receivable guy, someone who can do Ind AS financial statements, vis-a-vis someone who is into strategic planning, someone who is into mergers and acquisitions. So that kind of makes a difference. And of course, if you are a chartered accountant and you love taxation for that matter, then there is no point going for an MBA. For example, Eti Agarwal, that iconic All India rank holder who stood first in all levels, that girl is still working in Big Four taxation because probably she loves taxation, and her clear vision is to become a partner in a Big Four taxation. So then that she's just following her vision. But normally, if you're wanting to work in a job, you're not agnostic with respect to sectors, salary wise, recognition wise, and growth trajectory wise, MBA is going to be far more fruitful than CA, especially if you are in the top bracket of students. Thank you so much. Bye bye. All the